Now third symmetry element, it is the improper rotational axis of symmetry. Now improper rotational axis of symmetry means it is nothing but rotation reflection axis of symmetry. It is also called as rotation reflection axis of symmetry. When a molecule is rotated around an axis and the resulting orientation or structure is reflected in a plane perpendicular to this axis to get equivalent or identical structure, then the molecule is said to possess improper rotational axis of symmetry. So here, first of all, molecule is rotated through certain degree, through certain angle. After rotation, one plane is imagined in the same molecule, and along that plane molecule is reflected. So after rotation and reflection followed by reflection, if there is a equivalent structure or identical structure, then we say that in the molecule there is a improper rotational axis of symmetry is present. So meaning is very important. The meaning is, when molecule is rotated around an axis and the resulting orientation is reflected in a plane perpendicular to this axis to get an equivalent structure, the molecule is said to possess improper rotational axis. For example, suppose we are getting equivalent structure after rotation of molecule through 180 degree followed by reflection. The symmetry element, resulting symmetry element, it is represented as S2. It is improper rotational axis, and that is named as or represented as S2. We'll take example. So in trans 1,2-dichloroethylene, there is a S2 improper rotational axis of symmetry. So this is the structure of trans 1,2-dichloroethylene. All the atoms are oriented along the same plane, and here there is a double bond between two carbon atoms, two chlorine atoms. These are trans to each other. These are the two hydrogen atoms. Just to recognize two different chlorine atoms, these are marked as A and B. Similarly, hydrogen atoms are also marked as A and B. Consider this axis which is passing through two carbon atoms, and along this axis, suppose molecule is rotated through 180 degree. 180 degree means this axis becomes C2. So along this axis, suppose molecule is rotated through 180 degree. So after 180 degree rotation, this atom A, chlorine atom A, it will come down. It will take position of hydrogen A, and hydrogen A, it will take position of chlorine A. Similarly, there is an exchange between HB and ClB. Now resulting structure will not be identical or equivalent, because there is a change in position of chlorine as well as hydrogen. So if chlorine A takes position of chlorine B, or hydrogen A takes position of hydrogen B, and vice versa, then structure will be equivalent. But after 180 degree rotation along this axis, which is passing through two carbons, chlorine A takes position of hydrogen A and hydrogen A takes position of chlorine A. Similarly, there is an exchange between two atoms, hydrogen and chlorine. So resulting structure is not a equivalent. For example, like this. So initially Cla was here. So now after rotation, chlorine A came down. So in this way, we get this structure which is not a equivalent or identical. Now consider a plane, this plane, which is a right angle to axis considered at the time of rotation. So initially the rotation axis was, this axis was oriented suppose along the x axis, and this is the yz plane, so which is a right angle to this axis, C2 axis. Now about this or along this plane, when molecule is reflected, now this hydrogen A, it will go to left side, and chlorine B, it will come to right side. Similarly, there is an exchange between hydrogen B and chlorine A, and after reflection we get this type of structure. So initially chlorine A was to the right side, now it came to the left side. So similarly there is an exchange between hydrogen A and chlorine B. Now look at this structure 3, final structure, and the structure 1, first structure. In structure 3 and structure 1, the positions of chlorine, they are same, there is no change. Actually ClA and ClB, they are exchanged with each other, but chlorine is at the position of chlorine itself, and positions of hydrogens are also same. And this is equivalent structure, not identical. Actually identical structure will be there when chlorine A, it takes again the position of chlorine B, okay, and this hydrogen A, when takes position of hydrogen B after second S2 operation, that time we will get a identical structure, but this is the equivalent structure. So here in this example, what is the value of N? We are rotating, first of all we are rotating molecule through 180 degree, and therefore 360 upon 180, that is 2, and therefore this axis, it is C2, we considered C2 axis, and C2 into sigma, is, it is the plane of symmetry. This is the plane, sigma plane, or it is a plane right angle to C2. So C2 into sigma, that is S2. Actually this is the mathematical expression for S2. So improper rotational axis of symmetry, it is the product of the proper rotational axis multiplied by the plane of symmetry. So C2 into sigma, that is equal to S2. So in this trans 1,2-dichloroethylene, there is a S2 improper rotational axis of symmetry. Now fourth symmetry element, that is center of symmetry, or also called as inversion center. Inversion center, it is a point within the molecule with respect to which, when diagonal atoms, which must be similar, when diagonal atoms are reversed or exchanged, it results equivalent or identical structure. So when molecule possesses center of symmetry, the prime requirement is, in the molecule there must be a point, imaginary point, and with respect to that point, when diagonal atoms are exchanged, diagonal atoms which must be similar again, and when these are exchanged, and if there is a equivalent or identical structure, then we say that in the molecule there is a center of symmetry. So here the molecule having center of symmetry must contain pair of symmetry atoms diagonally placed equidistant from the center, Again take an example of trans 1,2-dichloroethylene. So trans 1,2-dichloroethylene contain inversion center. This is the structure of trans 1,2-dichloroethylene, carbon-carbon double bond, and these are the two chlorine atoms which are trans to each other. This is chlorine B and this is chlorine A. Now imagine this point, which is the center, exactly center of the molecule, and from this center these two carbons, they are equidistant from each other. From this point, chlorine B and chlorine A, these are equidistant. Similarly, hydrogen A and hydrogen B, these are also equidistant, and these diagonal atoms are same, chlorine chlorine, hydrogen hydrogen, and therefore this molecule contain, or this fulfills the condition for center of symmetry, and it contain inversion center. Now with respect to this point, when diagonal atoms are reversed, so after this inversion operation, when diagonal atoms are reversed, ClA will take position of Clb and Clb takes position of Cla. Similarly, hydrogen A and hydrogen B, they take positions of each other, and after inversion operation we get this orientation. Now initially chlorine was here to the left side. After inversion, chlorine B takes position of chlorine A and chlorine A takes position of chlorine B. Similarly, there is an exchange between hydrogen A and hydrogen B, and we get this type of orientation. So in this way, in trans 1,2-dichloroethylene there is a inversion center, and it is exactly at the center of covalent bond or the molecule. Similarly, center of symmetry exists in tetrachloroplatinum. So with respect to this platinum, the position or distance between each chlorine and platinum, it is the same, because this is the square planar molecule, and when the inversion operation is carried out, there is an exchange between diagonal atoms and we get a equivalent structure, and therefore platinum tetrachloride ion contain inversion center. Similarly, sulfur hexafluoride also contain inversion center. Imagine the central point at the center of this molecule, that is, imagine the nucleus of sulfur. Now with respect to this center point or inversion center, when position of two fluorine atoms diagonally placed to each other, for example these two fluorine atoms are exchanged, at the same time these two fluorine atoms are exchanged with each other. Similarly, two vertical fluorine atoms are exchanged with each other, then resulting molecule will be the equivalent molecule. Now when second time again inversion operation is carried out, then we get a identical structure. So two times inversion operation when carried out, then we get a identical structure. So first time we are getting equivalent structure, and second time we get identical structure. So in sulfur hexafluoride there is a inversion center. Again you consider the example of benzene. In benzene again there is a inversion center. So with respect to this center, when each carbon atom which is diagonally placed, each carbon atom is exchanged, at the same time when each hydrogen atom is exchanged with each other, then we get a equivalent structure. So suppose this is the these two are the suppose ortho positions with respect to this. When these are the ortho, these are the meta positions, and these are the para positions. Now this meta position when exchanged with this ortho, these are the diagonal atoms. When these two atoms are exchanged simultaneously, this ortho when exchanged with this meta, and when this para when these are exchanged with each other, we get a equivalent structure. As such, when there is a mono substitution, then only question arises which are the meta, para, ortho, like that. But just I am explaining, I try to explain the diagonal atoms. So just you imagine these two are ortho, meta and para, like this. So in benzene there is a center of inversion, and this is about the symmetry element, that is